Hey, how you doing, brothers and sisters in Christ? I wanted to share a dream that I had, and I usually have been kind of just keeping an eye on things that have been happening from a spiritual perspective ever since I kind of gave my life back to Christ and truly started following Jesus last year, 2016. And since then, he's just been showing and revealing himself through amazing ways in my life, personal experiences, um, and and since then I've also been having dreams. Not a lot, but they're just I know that they're from the Lord because they're biblical and they're just so vivid. Ever since my first dream that I had last year, I can still remember it. I can almost cast a movie for it, and the feelings, the thoughts, the experiences in these dreams that are from the Lord are just so much more heightened uh, than a normal dream. And so uh, this was so I had an actually rapture dream, um, and this was August the 6th, 2017. Today is was it September the 27th, 2017. So I've been sitting on this dream for a little while. What I've learned to do since I started following Christ is to make sure I get a confirmation, and so he put on my he put on my spirit yesterday really strong to now I have the permission to kind of release this out, and so I'm just trying to be obedient because I ain't trying to get in trouble, and so I want to share this dream with you all. Okay, so in this dream I was working at a warehouse, and in this warehouse, I knew to it's supplied kind of like a amusement park or something that required good weather to function, and for us as the workers in the warehouse to be able to deliver the supplies. And so this big warehouse, it had pallets, it had the plastic to kind of wrap the different pallets of boxes of whatever the supplies were. And it was weird to me that on one side of the warehouse, it was probably about 2 stories tall, was all glass. Uh, and so as I'm working, my boss, a man I knew who was my boss, was saying, "Hey, you all, we don't need to work right now. There's a big storm coming outside. There's a storm outside, so obviously we can't deliver these supplies, and we just need to wait for the storm to pass." So I was curious, and the way I remember it being shaped as like my boss was kind of in the corner. So if this is kind of like the corner of the warehouse, and this side is all glass, he's kind of like just standing right here and kind of in the corner of the glass, just looking out, peering out at that full glass side of the warehouse where you just had a beautiful view of the landscape. And so I go over there to look, and the entire sky is dark. It's kind of like those really, really dark storm clouds. It's almost like a charcoal gray, or like just a super dark sky, and it totally encompassed the sky. And I knew it was the type where it's daytime, right? But it almost feels like it's almost night. That's how thick the clouds were. And so as it was raining and started to storm, and as I was looking, all of a sudden a blue opening opened within that dark sheet of clouds, to where I could basically see through those clouds in a blue opening, or the opening, and then behind it was like pretty blue sky, basically. So just imagine everything dark gray, and then all of a sudden, like you can see through it like a small opening in the distance, and behind it was pretty blue sky. And so when I saw this, I then started seeing like through that blue opening, like like if this was the opening, little white things kind of passing through it, and I'm thinking to myself, I had a sequence of thoughts at that point, and it was also known to me in the dream that like my boss, he couldn't see what I was seeing, and so as I was seeing those little white things kind of going through the blue opening, kind of, it was almost like they were behind all the dark clouds, and it just so happens to across that blue opening that I was seeing. Um, I thought like, what are those? You know, what are those? And then the very next thought, as I looked closer, I was like, oh, those are angels. And then some of the little like white things that I knew were angels were like uh, carrying objects, carrying things. And so I was like, well, what are those? My next thought in the dream was, well, what are they carrying? Some of them are carrying things. And then, and this is all my consciousness in the dream. And then my next thought was, oh snap, those are humans, those are people. Oh, those are angels. Some of them are carrying people. And then in that moment, when I had that realization, I knew that they were being taken up. I knew that this was a rapture event. And I knew that my boss couldn't see it. All he could see was the dark clouds. And so once I realized that this was a rapture event and these were angels taking up people, I started to like panic in the inside. And then I started to plead with God, like, oh, no, no, please don't forget me. Take me, Lord, please. Please, I want to follow you, please. I've done my best. I believe, I was just pleading with God, like, please don't forget me, please, please, please. And as I was pleading, all of a sudden, everything got really, really white. And then I woke up. And so it was, and then I woke up and it was just like, wow, like that dream was, definitely, a God dream. And so, that was my dream. So today I know a lot of things have been happening in the signs and the stars, and people have been having things put on. God's been putting things on people's spirits, and I just feel like right now it's not a coincidence that He's giving people these dreams. It's just starting to happen with some of my friends, who are younger. It's not an old generation thing. And I just know that without a shadow of a doubt, like time is definitely running out. And so if you're, watching this and you're still uncertain, Jesus Christ is the only way. He gave you the free gift of salvation. And time is like, time is really, really short. That's all I know. And He wouldn't be giving people dreams and visions, and especially when it hits home, you see what other people have, but when you have it and experience it for yourself, it's just like He's not playing. He's not playing. And so I encourage you all to, please don't mock and scoff at these things. Just ask the Lord for yourself. That's what I did. And if you're true to your heart and you're really trying to follow Him, He'll give you the answer you're seeking. Maybe not when you want it, but sometimes it's unexpected, like how I got that dream. I plead the blood over this video, and I love you all, and that's all I got.